Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning? Should I ask?
Oh, I just spent the drive in listening to my daughter on the phone.
Oh dear.
Her husband is addicted to spending.
Yeah.
And lost his job 3 months ago. And is spending down his retirement fund, living a lifestyle as if he were making about $100,000 a year. Likes to go out to eat, likes to buy things, and he's an intelligent guy. It's not.
Yeah.
There's just a real super disconnect.
Yeah.
And she's known about that for a while, but I guess they're getting some unemployment. But,
Will he listen to her?
No. No, and if you talk to him, he sounds very plausible and all, but it's just this.
A real disconnect.
Right. Really disconnect.
From reality.
Yeah. And she started having anxiety attacks.
Sure.
And he's been supporting them all along. He worked for Fidelity for many years and was making lots, good money, but he's just been kind of falling apart. And
oh dear. Say the least.
And she's feeling kind of hopeless and helpless. And yeah, so she's been out of the job market for a long time. So she's certainly not going to be able to walk into a $100,000 job. But I mean, she's got a degree.
Yeah.
She's got some really good computer skills, organizing skills,
Yeah.
artistic skills, writing skills. She would just need to find some way to find a
Yeah.
job that could do that. But he is totally inept around the house. Decided many years ago when he worked as a mechanic that he was never going to do anything physical to
For any
he doesn't.
reason.
For any reason. So, no. I don't know. I don't know that he's ever mowed the lawn, maybe a couple of times, but you know,
Oh.
kind of the things.
Yeah.
So it'd be a bunch of listening and a little bit of a, okay, get your act together for yourself. Kind of.
Yeah.
You got to almost disconnect from him. I didn't say that, but. And if she does split, she could come live. They could come to live with us at least for a while.
Yeah.
Without him, I mean, we'd be willing to help support her, but not and the kids, but not him.
Yeah. Well, no.
So
That's ooh. That's heavy.
It's heavy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful at the moment that our kids are doing well.
Yes. Yes.
It's not always been the case. So,
Yeah.
and obviously not the case with my son Matt.
No.
So, we all have stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm in therapy again.
Yes. It's like I have somebody I talk to every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I see her on Wednesday.
Well, it helps. Or sometimes it helps.
Sometimes it helps. This helps. I'm still doing a lot of the things that help at church. We do these sharing circles, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Just sharing. I don't want to call them discussion because we don't. It's not an argument kind of discussion-y thing. It's people sharing what. Well, we're just starting one. The first one is next Sunday. For caregivers, people who are either in my position, caring for a husband or a loved one that's, or have just lost someone and are recovering from having been a caregiver and so I'm not sure if those two needs will mesh in this, but they probably
It could.
Yeah, and we are not doing it with a professional running it, but got a set of guidelines, and I'm kind of facilitating it. So I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, that would be interesting.
So it's another connection.
Yeah. Well, it has seemed to me from a distance that your joining and participating in All Souls has been really beneficial.
Yes, it has been.
So that's really good.
Yeah. And to me, there's not much spirituality per se, but there's a lot of community. And the churches that might have a lot more spirituality are not the spirituality I want. It's much more spirituality here.
Probably is, absolutely. It certainly sounds like it. Well, Shelley's stuck at the doctor.
Yeah, I texted her to see if she needed me before it started raining. And she said she was number 3, but so they may have gotten to her by now.
Who knows? It's really interesting observing the organization of doctors' offices. Some are very efficient and
Yeah.
some are chaos. And why can't the chaotic ones get it together?
Well, I don't know. Some of it may be the office administrator.
Yeah, sure.
And so, I don't know. Some of it may be I don't know. So far, most of John's have been not too chaotic.
Yeah. Most of mine have been pretty good.
And in fact, I think things have gotten better since COVID when they couldn't have a waiting room full of people.
Oh, that's true.
So they've had to really schedule and stay closer to schedule.
My eye doctors,
Yeah.
COVID turned them into a really efficient operation. It used to be you went in for a 10 o'clock appointment and you might not get started until 10:20, 10:30 on sometimes. Now, if you get there 10 minutes early, they may take you early.
So if you get there 5 minutes late, you may not get your appointment.
Well, no, it's not quite that bad.
Not quite bad, but not quite 5.
But yeah, it's interesting. Well, so you're here for your private lesson.
Looks like it.
Or whatever.
I'm wondering. I don't want to yank anything out of Shelley but would it make sense for me to start going to the other WOO's class? I mean, I know we're doing stuff that they're not doing, so I don't know what they're doing. And are there?
Well, I don't.
Is there another WOO class that's?
There is, but they are way behind you. Well, actually, they're about in God's. They're about a year behind. They are just starting the head roll. So they're about a year behind, and that's obviously, actually, it would probably be very beneficial in terms for them in terms of the Woot style, because they're just the two, Adam and Joanne, in that part of the class, which we do the last after we've done God's.
So there are other people in the Woo part and the God's part.
There are two other, Bill Bynum and Bill Nagel are in the God's part.
So they're Zooming, or Bill Bynum's.
Well, Bill Bynum is Virginia's a little far for commuting.
Yeah.
Bill Nagel, because he's on the other side of the bridge, and the bridge is closed most weeks from Sunday to Wednesday, doesn't come to class on Tuesday or Wednesday anymore. So he used to. So yeah, they're Zoom. As a matter of fact, it's become pretty much a Zoom class. Although I think it's the 20th. I've got to remember that. Bill Bynum's going to be up here, and I think everybody's planning to come and actually have a class in person. So anyway, you
we'll think about it. We've got plenty of time. I don't think she's ready to drop out yet.
No, I don't either. I think she wants to keep going as long as she can.
Yeah. Every once in a while I think, well, could we take the class to her house?
Well, I've thought about that too, but
then
I don't
you're
drive
fine.
anymore. And I'm sure Jane would be willing to do it sometimes, but she can't do it all the time. And she's finding driving beginning to be a little demanding on her physically. So it's,
Do they deliver groceries out here?
do they? Oh yeah. Although we've never done that. We are so often going to a doctor's appointment that we often combine shopping
Yes.
with that. So,
Yep.
and most of my doctors, I think I'm probably still going to have to go see.
Most of the what?
Most of the doctors, I think I still have to go see. I can't just do them online.
Yeah.
There are a couple I could certainly, but my cardiologists, my eye doctors, sort of
Yeah, it's
insist.
kind of hard to do an eye exam remotely.
Yeah.
Your computer camera is not going to be anywhere near good enough for that.
No, it's not. You got it. Particularly since my Logitech has died or actually stopped working. I'm not sure. I don't know that it's died. I was talking to Andrew about it. He gave me that one, and then he decided to get another one for himself. Well, his just recently died as far as connecting to his computer, but it works perfectly fine with his wife's computer.
Interesting.
So he's like, and he hasn't been able to figure out. And so he and I are talking about trading cameras to see if by any chance
They like better.
they like the other computer better. I don't know. It's silly. But anyway, so anyway, I guess we should think about beginning.
Thinking about it. Yes, I need to do some
I might say we are recording because Shelley wanted to be sure that we recorded the class.
Hi, Shelley.
Yes. Hi, Shell. So, questions? Have you played with upward dissolving?
I have. And on Saturday, I went to see my mom, which is a long day. I do all the driving, but that's okay because I'm happier doing all the driving than dealing with my sister's driving. But and that evening, I did some dissolving and God's and the form, and it was wonderful. And in some ways, with the upward dissolving, it gives me a chance to connect with the bottom half of myself. Because downward dissolving, there's always shit that stops. So I never can get much below here.
Yeah.
And it was, it was somebody I remember there was something you have to watch out for, but I don't remember what that was about coming up. But it was comforting
Hmm.
that mostly it's clear and there's not a lot to be dissolved, but it's just nice to be in touch with it.
Yeah.
With the legs.
It's important to be in touch.
It's important to be in touch with it. And so that upward dissolving has been very nice.
Positive. Yeah.
And then it that carried over to doing the gods and even into the form, because I did gods and then I did the form afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And what did you feel was different in gods in the form?
Well, it's certainly easier to stay present.
Hmm.
That I was, and I don't know specifically what was better about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all right.
But being present and I was able to do number 2 slower than I usually do. And I think somewhat being aware of what's going on in here for 3, the liver and the spleen. Um, and with 5, we did a session about coming up the spine, sort of coming over and smoothing down, and that's where 5 is where that I'm most conscious of that. It's sort of um, 5 has a very interesting ups and downs going on.
Yes, it is.
It's because there's an in and out, which is an up, but the part that's the in and out is happening opposite to the up and around. So the head is what's going up to the head. It's coming down to the dantian and up to the head at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, that's
and
great awareness.
yeah, so and then just for the form, I was just much more present.
Yeah, well, that's great.
And so um, it was really nice.
It sounds
And I haven't had time to do it since.
Well, you're busy.
Busy. Yeah.
And you have to, I hope you don't beat yourself up about that.
I try not to, but every once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta stay with reality. And, and your present moments are pretty busy.
Well, some of that is my own doing.
Yeah.
I with All Souls yesterday, and then really sleepy. and John's knees have been hurting a lot,
Mm.
and he's been was pretty grumpy yesterday afternoon, and he's not been able to nap because he gets restless arms. He goes to lie down to try to sleep, and immediately his hands start needing to twitch, needing to move.
Oh. Do they know what that is?
Well, it's called restless leg syndrome.
But in the arms.
Yeah, and it says it's called leg, but it's Willis Ekbaum, I believe, is the main thing. And he's on gabapentin for it, and it helps a lot, but not not 100%.
Yeah.
And he was on something called ropinirole, which helped a lot, and then started making it worse.
Oh, geez.
So then you have to wean off that and get onto the gabapentin. So.
Ain't it grand?
And I don't know, when I go up to see my mother, I don't know if John. It feels like John is worse the next day, and I don't know if that's just.
Does he go with you?
But no, I don't know. We couldn't. It's a 2-hour ride.
Yeah.
Each way, and I don't think there's a comfortable chair there for him.
Well.
But anyway, it's getting off the touchy part.
Well, as Shell said, we've been doing this long enough that there's some of this kind of help here too.
Yes, there is.
Indeed. Well, my feeling was that we should do a little bit of upward dissolving and then go into God's.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can see where we are.
That's good.
And so I think I will talk you through the upward dissolving again.
Okay.
And then I'll flow God's with you. And maybe we'll just do 10 reps today for
Sounds good.
a comfortable amount. So. It might be good if you don't face me.
Okay.
And you can look out, you can look at Mr.
If I
Joe.
look that way, I'll see you. Well, I generally do it with my eyes closed anyway. So.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. You do? Don't go to sleep.
I don't usually go to sleep standing up.
Okay.
Sitting.
It's another question. Maybe you should do regular meditation standing.
Well, certainly that upward dissolving was more of a real meditation than trying to sit. Cause,
yeah. It's interesting what works.
Yeah.
And part of it is, I think, how long you've been practicing and what you've done getting to this point, so that upward dissolving is really working for you. And it was a good transition. So just be aware of your structure. And breathe. Let your breath relax and lengthen and soften. And then begin to have your mind go to the bottom of your etheric body below your feet. And then start dissolving upward from the bottom of your etheric body. And remember, don't focus on specific energy gates. And that you're focusing principally on the back of the body as you dissolve upward. And when you do hit a blockage, ice to water and water to gas. And continue going up. Where do you feel another blockage? Ice to water and water to gas. At this stage, sticking with outer dissolving. And if you can release it and allow it to resolve into emptiness, that would be best. And when you hit the next blockage, be aware that you can include the unresolved energy from a previous blockage that you could not release with this one. And whenever you're able to bring energy upward from your feet for whatever reason, in whatever God's movement, make sure it just lingers at least for a second or two and energizes the blockage that you are working on. And now, go on up perhaps to the height of your hip, being aware of what's in your lower body. And then go on up to Mingman, ice to water, water to gas. You always want to check that everything is okay with Mingman. Its connection throughout the body is important. And then keep on going up the back. And usually your spine is the most important. But you want to dissolve whatever is in your back muscles as well. And as you continue up your back, go to the height of the vertebra behind your heart. Ice to water, water to gas. Resolving this area is about your heart becoming strong and not being susceptible to frivolous influences. Emotional strength is not the same as physical or mental strength. And then continue going up the back to the vertebra at the base of the neck. Ice to water, water to gas. And remember that you are releasing whatever is blocked to the end of your etheric field in back of you. And to continue to dissolve the occiput, where the spine joins your brain. ice to water, water to gas. And then dissolve the crown of your head and the etheric body above your head. And then just stand quietly for a moment, just feeling what's happened in your body and your mind. Whenever you're ready, flowing into God. How was that?
It was very nice.
Yes, it was. It was a nice flow. Any questions?
No, maybe observations. The dissolving up, there was at my shoulder, that in the back there, that definitely a blockage. And I wasn't really able to dissolve it, but through the course of the flow, just the moving of it has dissolved a lot of it.
Good.
Released a lot of it.
Good.
So, had to do a little bit of pulling my mind back from my daughter.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really tough one because you're not really, you can't make it right.
If push comes to shove and she needs to leave him, she and the boys can come stay with us.
Yeah. Well,
So, and we can offer her some financial support if need be for. If she needs to go to a job consult and it costs her some money,
yeah.
we would support her in doing that.
Yeah. Well. I recently went through quite a thing about, as a parent, what my responsibility was. Why shouldn't I have been able to do more? And you can't.
Yeah, well, and your children have been adults for a long time.
Yeah. No kidding. Yep. Well. So, any style questions?
I don't think I have any questions. Maybe I'm getting complacent.
So I was going to say, have you played at all with being aware of the energy moving, at least on the surfaces, if not into your fascia?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No. That one I think is what I use in 4. I'm a little bit more aware of that in 4.
Uh-huh.
I say, okay, each one, I'll pick something different to be focused on each one of these.
4 is ideally feeding your kidneys.
Good to know. Possibly knew that once.
Yeah, when we get into gods like this, the form sort of takes second place, and ultimately, as Tai Chi players, it shouldn't be second place, but I think it's a transition because certainly gods is a place where we learn, hopefully, a lot more about what's going on inside of us and how to be aware of it and cause it to happen. And ultimately, of course, include that in the Tai Chi, which is much more difficult, actually, than it is in gods, in that you're not always doing the same thing on each side of the body or in the same relationship from posture to posture.
Yeah.
So it's a constant change.
There's just so much going on.
Yeah, there is so much going on. So
Even as simple as remembering, okay, which one am I doing next?
yes, which
one of
which single whip is this?
and which of the choices? Okay, you've got basically two choices from there, more or less, and then where? So there's always that. And usually that's clear, but there are times when it's
There are times when absolutely.
even after doing it this long.
Yep. And it's I have to say that I really have 4 different forms that are going on in various classes, and I sometimes find it difficult to.
Yes. I have the 2 forms. And the one I'm doing in Montville. and somebody says, well, maybe I should do another form. And no, no, let's not. There's a lot more a lot more depth we can go into it here, especially as I've only got 2 students right now.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the director there?
I don't see her.
No,
I see Ruthie, but
you don't see her very much, but she's very nice.
yeah.
She is I think an extremely good senior center director.
She's still keeping almost everything free for people. So she's finding money somewhere.
She's amazing at that, I think.
Yeah, because most centers, each class costs.
Yeah. Or if you go on a trip, you got to pay something.
Yeah, yeah.
But
There haven't been a lot of trips, but there's a Bronx Zoo trip coming in, which I don't intend to go
to. No, I used to like zoos, but now I really kind of don't think they're a particularly good idea.
Well, I've been to them with my grandchildren.
Yeah.
And went to the Toronto Zoo quite a few times. They were members there.
Yeah.
And they were their favorite animals, and they would go check them out.
Yep.
The cheetahs, especially, were Malcolm's favorite.
Oh,
And
interesting.
the Cincinnati Zoo was pretty cool. The Omaha Zoo was.
They're pretty cool. I just feel for the animals.
Well, they work to keep them as a. Yeah.
They're much better than they used to be.
They're in pretty habitat like
Yeah, and much larger spaces than
much
they
larger
used to be.
spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, we can watch all the David Attenborough stuff, but also it is to be actually seeing this creature in person.
Yeah,
Is
pretty exciting.
pretty exciting and building connection. I think can be for kids.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that would be the point.
Yeah. Well,
so what's our time? Do we have time, or should we do some flow?
let's see. Where are we? Well, there's time to do some flow. You want to flow? Let's flow a little.
Should we try the whole thing, or is there not time for that?
Oh, there's time. I think this one doesn't take that long.
Which one takes long? The young?
Yeah, I take longer with the young. I don't know why. I mean, you can do it fast.
Well, there's a lot of more movement going on. As much as I remember it.
I think at one point I did the young in like 7 minutes. Not frequently and not well. So. Which part of the room would you like?
Well, maybe I'll take this side.
All right.
Since I'm here now. Of course, now Shelley can't see either of this. But.
Well, I'm still on there for a little bit. Begin Tai Chi. Did I throw you off? Sorry.
I don't know that you threw me off, or I just suddenly. Which way am I going? Just,
It's all right.
what happens?
Nonetheless, it was a good morning.
It was good. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad you came.
Me too. Glad you're here to come too.
Oh, I hope your daughter does all right. That's a hard one.
It's a hard one. It's going to be long and hard. It's already been long and hard.
I'm kind of getting the feeling that you think she's gonna leave.
I don't know.
Yeah.
At least offer her that out.
Mm. Yeah.
Because she was saying that even if she did divorce him, they lost the house. She didn't know where they would go, where they would go, what they could do.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, it'd be good for her to know that she has that.
That she has a safety net.
Yeah.
I mean, he's spending their retirement safety net, so.
That's so hard. I mean, you feel bad for him because he's obviously not happy. That's what he's doing. Yeah.
I know he had a horrible childhood.
Oh.
But lots of people have horrible childhoods.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have some bad stuff in our childhoods.
We try to do the best we can for our children not to.
Yeah.
And then it's up to them to heal it.
And you can't make their decisions for them, or
No.
No.
No. Yeah. I mean, what she's thinking, fearing, is that he will spend down the rest of his retirement and then kill himself.
Yeah.
Because they have guns.
Has he shown that?
Oh, well, he's depressed. He's on antidepressants. And, he talks about it occasionally. But I don't know that he would do that to his children, though he might see it as the best thing for his children. As long as he doesn't decide he's going to kill a mom for the best thing.
Oh. He's ugly or careful.
Well, he hasn't shown any signs of that.
You just don't know.
We just don't know.
I had no idea my son was at that point. I knew he was depressed, but his note to me indicated that this was not a sudden decision that had been coming for a long time. He didn't let anybody know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And sometimes it just gets to be too much.
Yeah. And where there are children, that
gets real messy.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Well,
on this cheery note.
What?
On this cheery note.
Well, good luck to you. And if you need to talk or anything, please do get in touch.
Thank you.
And best of luck to your daughter.
Yeah.
And children.
Well, I guess what I want to do is support her to get her own strength.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Get herself a job. It won't be paying for everything that his job should have paid for, but
yeah,
I think she would. She will feel overwhelmed because he won't do anything. He'll play with the kids, but he's not going to clean the bathrooms. But anyway.
Best to John.
Thank you. And to Jay.
Thanks.
David,
Yeah.
do you want a Caesar salad with chicken?
Yeah. Thanks. Bye, Shell.